What if I told you that Max Verstappen, the undisputed king of Red Bull racing, the man who looked unbeatable, might be on the verge of the most shocking move in Formula One history? What if I told you that inside the Red Bull garage, behind the smiling PR photos and victory champagne, there's chaos brewing, a power struggle, a trust issue, a betrayal? Because right now, Red Bull might be losing Max Verstappen, and no one is saying it out loud to us. But the cracks are wide open. This isn't a rumor. This isn't fan fiction. This is coming straight from inside the paddock, from pit lane, from Red Bull insiders. And if even half of it is true, this could shake Formula One to its core. Before we dive into this F1 bombshell, smash that subscribe button right now, hit like if you think Verstappen deserves better, and comment below, should Max stay loyal to Red Bull or burn it all down and walk away? Bahrain, the opening race of the 2025 season, the circuit where champions are forged, or exposed. Max Verstappen finishes sixth in a car that's supposed to be the most dominant on the grid. But it wasn't just the result, it was how it happened. Strategy blunders, pit stop chaos, mysterious car issues that even the team couldn't explain. Max wasn't just frustrated, he looked done. You know that look, head down, radio silence, eyes full of fury behind the visor. This wasn't Max being Max, this was Max losing faith, and behind closed doors, things may be worse than they appear. Multiple insiders have hinted at growing tension between Max Verstappen and team principal Christian Horner. The two once had an unbreakable bond, but Max's camp has reportedly been frustrated with Horner's increased media presence and handling of team matters. Some even claim Max feels like Red Bull's priorities have shifted, from winning races to managing optics. If true, that's a massive crack in the foundation of the Verstappen-Red Bull dynasty. And when the media caught him after the race, he didn't hold back. "We need to be better than this. I can't fight for championships like this." That's not just criticism, that's a warning shot, a message to Red Bull. But here's where things get really spicy. Buried deep inside Max's contract is a performance clause, a secret backdoor that gives him the legal right to leave Red Bull if the car isn't up to scratch. You heard that right. Max Verstappen can walk away, mid-season, no penalties, no restrictions. And guess what? Mercedes is circling, so is Aston Martin. And while Red Bull scrambles, one man watches quietly from the shadows, Toto Wolff. The Mercedes boss has said very little publicly, but don't be fooled. This is the same man who turned Lewis Hamilton into a global icon and built a dynasty out of nothing. If there's a weakness at Red Bull, Wolff will exploit it. And with Lewis leaving for Ferrari, Wolff has the golden seat and the cash to offer Max everything he wants: money, power, and revenge. Toto doesn't need to rush. He knows sometimes the best moves are made in silence. And both Mercedes and Aston Martin are backed by serious firepower, factory budgets, top-tier engines, and the one name that changes everything: Adrian Newey. That's right, the genius who designed every one of Max's championship-winning cars. Imagine that, Verstappen in a green suit, powered by Honda, driving for Lawrence Stroll. It sounds crazy, until you realize it's not. And the tension? Oh, it's very real. Helmut Marko, Red Bull's senior advisor and Max's longtime ally, went public this week. He admitted there are internal tensions. He said he's concerned about Max's future, and then he confirmed it. Yes, the clause exists. And yes, Max could leave. But here's the real twist. Red Bull built their empire around Max. The team has sacrificed teammates, restructured staff, and even bent strategies to favor him. So if Max walks away now, what does that say about loyalty in Formula One? Is he just doing what's best for his career, or is he betraying the very team that made him a star? It's a moral dilemma that's dividing fans and tearing the Red Bull garage apart. That's not just drama, that's a nuclear threat. Behind the scenes, Red Bull may be battling more than just rival teams. They're battling themselves. Sources suggest a growing divide within Red Bull Racing between two camps: the Christian Horner faction and the Helmut Marko Max Verstappen alliance. Some insiders say the internal politics have gotten so bad, staff are picking sides. If that's true, Red Bull isn't just trying to defend a title, they're fighting to survive a civil war. And Max, he might be the fuse, or the one ready to blow it all up. But hold on, it gets even messier. Max's camp, reportedly, is now accusing McLaren of cheating. A viral video exploded online showing what appears to be a flexible rear wing on the McLaren, something that's illegal under FIA rules. Max hasn't named names directly, but let's be real. He knows what he's doing. This is psychological warfare, pressure tactics. Either Red Bull steps up or he burns it all down. This is no longer just about race wins. This is about legacy, respect, and control. Now imagine this. Max walks away mid-season. It would be the boldest, most savage exit in modern F1. The reigning champion saying, "You didn't live up to the standard. I'm out, or Red Bull sacrifices someone to keep Max happy. Maybe Horner, maybe Marko, maybe both. Or Max Verstappen makes the ultimate power move, joins Mercedes or Aston Martin, brings Newey with him, and creates a new dynasty, a fresh empire, a Verstappen 2.0. And what if Max wants to be the villain? Every great sport needs a dominant force to root against. Schumacher had his haters. So did Vettel. Hamilton definitely did. Maybe Max is done being the fan-favorite prodigy. Maybe he's leaning into the role of the unstoppable, unapologetic anti-hero, the driver who does whatever it takes, no matter the cost. And if that means detonating Red Bull to rise again somewhere else, so be it. You thought Hamilton joining Ferrari was the biggest move in F1 history? Imagine Verstappen detonating Red Bull from the inside and walking into a new team as the villain everyone suddenly fears. This isn't just a driver drama. This is a war, and we're watching it unfold in real time. So what do you think? Is Max Verstappen playing 4D chess? Is he done with Red Bull, or just flexing his power to force them into submission? But behind every Max Verstappen decision, there's a shadowy figure pulling strings. His father, Jos Verstappen. A fierce racer in his own right and a ruthless manager, Jos has been eerily silent throughout this unfolding drama. And in F1, silence usually means negotiation. Some sources claim Jos is already in contact with alternative teams, feeling out options, testing waters, and quietly preparing the escape route. Max might be the star on the track, but off it, Jos is the architect. And if he's planning a Red Bull exit, then this story might already be written. And don't forget the silent giant in all of this, the FIA. With Red Bull under constant scrutiny for budget cap violations, flexible parts, and now internal leaks, the governing body could step in at any moment. A single investigation, a penalty, or even a leaked report could trigger Verstappen's exit clause instantly. The FIA might not just be a referee, they might become the catalyst for the biggest transfer saga in F1 history. Now, what do you think? Drop your wildest theory in the comments. And don't hold back. I want to hear everything. Hit that like button if you think F1 needs more truth bombs like this. Subscribe if you're done with the boring, sugar-coated coverage. And share this video with every F1 fan you know, because this story is going to explode. And you heard it here first. This is F1 Unfiltered. No BS, no team orders. Just raw, real talk. And trust me, the Verstappen saga, it's just getting started.